Welcome back to the Occult Rejects. Today, we got a guest whose work of many of you probably already know from the Universe Unveiled podcast in the Institute for Natural Philosophy. If you spend any time exploring ancient civilizations, forgotten history, symbolism, archaeology, mythology, or the questions that sit just outside the mainstream, there's a good chance you've come across her work or the show. Tonight, we're taking a slightly different path. Instead of talking about lost civilizations or ancient mysteries, we're diving into a modern fraternal organization that's generated its own share of fascination, speculation, and misunderstanding, the Order of the Eastern Star. Unlike most discussions you'll find online, tonight we're talking with somebody who's actually a member. So rather than relying on rumor or conspiracy, we're going straight to the source to understand the history, symbolism, purpose, and personal experience of the Order. But before we introduce Jacqueline, let me introduce my man, Jules. What is going on, Jules? How are you, sir?
What is going on, everybody? Hope everyone had a great week. We're going to have an even better weekend. It is I, Julian, the apostate, the handsome hierophant, the Mississippi mystic. And speaking of Mississippi, it's something that I wanted to bring up to Jacqueline. I'm sure you're familiar, but I'm pretty sure this order did originate about 30 minutes south of me. If I'm correct, I'm sure there's a much more ancient origin to it that I'm not aware of. But from when I looked it up, it had something about Richland, Mississippi or something.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So very interested to get into that, but very happy to meet you as well.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. It's good to see you, Jacqueline. But yeah, guys, you can find me over on Patreon. We're doing a lot of Patreon stuff right now. I'm doing some kind of solo streams here and there, but besides Gods of the Morning Wood and Occult Cinema, you know, you're not going to see much of me, especially with this damn heat. But besides that, go follow me on Twitter, X at greypilled with 3 Ds. And Nick, thanks again for inviting me. Happy to be here tonight. It's been a minute. I think last episode was the Divine Feminine episode. Yeah, and since then I've had Jen on my show. Me and my wife had Jen on, and it was a banger of an episode. Thank you again, Jen, for coming and joining us. So y'all go check that out if you haven't as well. But yeah, super stoked to be here tonight with you guys.
Oh yeah, no, thank you for making it, Jules. It's been a minute. I was glad to hang out with you tonight. And finally, Jacqueline. What is going on, Jacqueline? Please, for people who may not remember who you are, for the new listeners, let people know what's up with you and everything you're involved with.
Well, I am Jacqueline, co-host of Universe Unveiled with my girl Dolly, otherwise known as at Sahara Cosmos.
Shout out, Sarah.
Shout out to Sarah. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm a photographer. I'm an anthropology student, and I am also the director of cultural preservation at the Institute for Natural Philosophy. So yeah, that's all the places I am.
That's so cool.
Hey.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what does that title actually mean at that place?
What's that?
What was that?
I'm the director of cultural preservation.
Yeah. What does that mean?
It means I preserve culture.
Oh, okay.
That's important.
Yeah. So, artifacts, sites, written, spoken, anything that needs preserving. That's what I do.
Make sure nobody forgets about Kwanzaa.
Yeah, definitely. That's top of the list.
Gotcha. Awesome. That was a fucked up joke. All right.
I'm here for it. It's good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I figured I was in good company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did want to, before we get into the Eastern Star, obviously, I put that up in the thumbnail, and that will be, the major discussion. But, for people who don't know who you are, or maybe even some of the people who know that you have the show and that you do it with Sarah, I don't know if you've been on. Have you ever been on by yourself yet, or no?
On your show?
Yeah.
No. Maybe one time. Maybe one time, like a long time ago, not by myself, but like amongst friends. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I kind of wanted to give your own chance to let people know a little bit about who you are, what you're like, what you're into, how you even got involved with the natural, all that stuff.
Okay.
And I guess, a little bit about, the podcast and everything. So.
Well, my story with the Institute for Natural Philosophy is about like a year and a bit ago, pushing on a year and a half. Mutual friend, actually.
I think me and you had met at one point too. Probably was it you that I was talking to about a website one time that we were going to try to?
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah. That's way back, right?
In DMs before we even really knew who the hell we were, each other were. That was so funny. But you listened to the show. I remember you told me that. You're like, I do listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, thank you.
Yeah, man. You know what? Like before we knew each other, before I was part of the Institute, before any of that popped off, before I had a podcast, I'd be running on the treadmill at 5:30 in the morning listening to Occult Rejects.
No, that is thank you so much. That's up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So whatever y'all were up to the night before, I was listening to in the morning. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I got involved with the Institute like pushing on about a year now. And that's through our mutual friend, Dave, at Dave's Multiverse. He had run into Ricardo via podcasting and just being online and in the community. And he thought, you know what, this is a good fit. Like my friend Jacqueline is into all this stuff and she's an anthropology student. She's got a lot going on, but I think that she's got something that, she might want to give up some more of her time to another cause. So he hooked me up with Ricardo and hit the ground running and that's it. And then shortly after that, I got the best gift of my life, which was my dolly, Sarah. And Ricardo said, I have a brilliant idea. Let's get two chicks doing a podcast about all things ancient Civ. And we just went from there, man. You know how it goes.
I remember him telling me the idea.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I even remember before I think the podcast was really a thing. Like, I knew the idea. Well, he told me about the idea.
So
and I think I had already spoke to you when you were doing something else at the Institute. Yeah.
So when you onboard with the Institute, you have an interview with Ricardo, right? So regardless of whatever else happens to get you in there, you still have a sit down chat with Ricardo. So we call him the sorting hat so that he can kind of place people where he thinks that they'll be the strongest.
Yeah, more effective. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I have this awesome conversation with him and I'm pretty pumped and I'm like, wow, I'm like taking notes like such a keener the way I am. And at the end, he's like, almost like a disclaimer at the end. He's like, oh, I also have this idea about a podcast with girls and you'll meet Sarah and I'll send you her email and I'll get her to reach out to you. What do you think about that? And I was like, what? And it just kind of happened. Yeah.
You can kind of see how Ricardo would do that, all that. I can see that.
Just drop it on you.
He's really good at like doing that. And
So did y'all hit it off like right away? Is there like
Sarah?
A good cop, bad cop kind of vibe going on?
You
on
have
the show,
no idea. Like Sarah's like the finest individual I have ever met.
No,
like
she's really
a
cool.
solid.
She's pretty cool.
Solid person. Yeah. I'd say we have very similar everything, but we're so different in a lot of ways that it's just so complementary. Like where I'm one way, she's another, but we're the same. Do you catch what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to explain my jokes to her. Okay. This is a friend for life. So like we laugh at the same stupid shit and we get along. Like we're like telepathic. She sends me a message.
Like a sister, basically.
Yeah. Like it was a good match. Ricardo's a good sorting hat. Yeah. So
shout out. We love Ricardo. It's been a minute since I've seen him, but shout out Ricardo. He's a good guy.
You're gonna get pagan with this flip flop.
See, that's my girl. She's gonna bust somebody up.
She's funny. When I was being a jerk earlier, she had mentioned something. I'm not gonna say the name or anything about the guest that you have dropping Wednesday. Oh, she about the guest you have dropping or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, what day do you guys drop your show? And she's like, Wednesday. And I was like, yeah, I got him coming on live Tuesday. And she's like, damn, you ridiculous, and sends the flip flop.
Yeah.
Like, you are funny.
Yeah. It's all good, man. It's all good.
No, I know. It just happened to be timing. And because I go live more than you, that's the only reason why.
That's true.
If you went live, it would have been done and over with already.
Yeah, we just do our lives every Sunday. We do the Sweet Sunday News service, right? So we go live for like an hour and a half if we got a lot to say. And we try to cover new upcoming information in the archaeology, science, medicine, whatever's cool, whatever's going. So we find the research papers and we write like a little spiel. We each say a news story. They're usually complimentary and pretty true to our personalities. And then after that, we do something that we call it the tide check. So something controversial that has dropped online, usually on X, or like something big in the socials that people are up in arms about, and we present it as a this side, that side, and our hot take. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
You mentioned anthropology before, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that what kind of like got you into this stuff in a sense also?
I mean, it's all kind of like, it all just came together the way it came together. But I used to be a nurse. I was a nurse for 12 years, palliation nurse, got really burnt out. COVID came. I'm like, see you later, you know? And then I just kind of didn't really do anything for a couple of years. And then I'm not really the type of person to do nothing. So I kept myself busy. I opened a couple of businesses and then got sick of that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to take like the shit that I actually care about, the stuff that I read about and write about in my spare time, stuff that I watch, things that I'm into. So yeah, that's how I ended up back in school to be an anthropology major.
Wow.
Yeah. The reason why I asked that is that
life takes you.
Yeah, I just go with it. To be honest with you, this is how that's how that happened to me.
My first year when I went to the University of Southern Mississippi, didn't learn too much. I got in more trouble than I learned anything. But and if I wish I would have paid attention, because now that I'm learning more about the ancient past,
sure.
A lot of things that are hidden from us and aren't really put out there on the main stage for us to see, I think it's something that it is a subject that's pretty important and that people should consider.
See, I don't do anything like super straightforward. So I'm not going to school to be an anthropologist so that I can be like a professor, write papers, or get like pats on the back. I'm going to school to get an anthropology degree so that people who have degrees who write about some bullshit can't say to me, I know better because I have a degree. So
you got credentials.
Yeah. You want to play that game, then I'll play that game.
Especially this day and age, you have every other person and their mother making TikToks thinking that they're the next greatest, esotericist or conspiracy theorist, whatever is on the menu for the day. But
the reason
that's how
why
people do.
The reason why I was asking you that before is I was just trying to wonder like what got you before like the National Institute for Natural. I'm fucking it up. Before you got involved in that, I would assume there was like stuff that you were into that even got you like to even find out who they were.
Yeah, for
like,
sure,
how did
man.
you find your way, I guess, into the alternative news community?
Well, I was kind of there anyway. You know what I mean? Like hanging out, reading that shit, following that stuff, like following all the pseudoscientists and all the independent researchers, like always had a finger on the pulse of everything to do with sort of like space exploration. So like the whole UFO community, like everything, you know what I mean? And ancient history and history in general has just been like my passion for, like, that's what I would read about in my spare time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
no, it's interesting how I think it just seems like you kind of got into it differently. Like some other people would get into it from like some kind of conspiracy, maybe show on YouTube or podcast, but like you got into it because you're interested in that shit kind of yourself. Right?
Sure. Like I kind of grew up in a household where I was allowed to read anything I wanted as a kid. And I was like always a bit of a nerd and always reading. My parents were prolific readers. So I would just, cherry pick off their shelves. And my parents were pretty liberal and they had a wide variety of interests. And my dad was always into like anything supernatural or, shit like that, like occult stuff. Like I read all that stuff when I was like a preteen, really, because no one ever said to me, you know, put that book down. You shouldn't be reading that. You're only 10 or 12, you know? So.
Yeah, that's kind of like my wife, except her parents were throwing her books away and stuff. So it like got her to just go and buy like, that's pretty sure she went and got Moonchild and a few other books. And yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
But
my parents were just kind of, I don't know if it was because they were cool, but in our house, like as long as you had good grades and you looked like you were doing you know what you were supposed to, they just kind of left me alone. So yeah, I was probably reading a lot of shit I shouldn't have. Truth be told. Yeah,
I really wish I you know, would have been more into conspiracy and paranormal at a, you know, at a much younger age. You know, feel like I could have experienced more, maybe.
Yeah,
definitely learned more, but definitely experienced more probably too. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, so I brought up earlier the Eastern Star starting in Richland, Mississippi in like 1952 or something.
Okay. So
it was just kind of very, because nothing comes out of Richland. So
right. I gotcha. I understand.
Gotta give him credit for something, right? You know.
So 1952 is going to be kind of like, as far as the Eastern Star goes, you're looking, that's at like when there was peak membership. So we're looking at mid-century, like 1950, 1960, 1970. In and around that period is when they had their peak membership. So think like post-war, right? Like when all the people had everything, they were living in their houses and they had 2.5 kids and a picket fence, and they needed social clubs and places to hang out. And all the husbands were going off and getting, you know, going to hang out at the Mason Lodge.
Right.
And so there was probably a lot of women who either wanted to spy on that or be a part of that, or, you know, wanted to hang out with their husbands in some way. So during the mid-century is when there was like a peak membership of the Order of the Eastern Star, which is a fraternity that admits both men and women, but you have to be associated with a Master Mason.
Okay, so you have to be a Mason in order
to. So the original, in order to get in, you have to be similar. I think Nick and I talked about this before about the OTO. So it's almost exactly the same for the OE or OES as it is for the Masons. So you have to be, 18 years old. You have to be freeborn. It's weird wording to me, but as a woman who joins the Order of the Eastern Star, you have to also be related to a Master Mason. So, and that has changed over time, what being related to a Master Mason actually means. Be the daughter of, be the wife of, be the sister of, and then down the line, as I think probably as membership fell off, they changed it to extended family. So sister-in-law, you know what I mean? Like, so
cousin.
They had to make that quota,
Yeah.
And they want to get that donation money
too,
or that what is that fee? I forgot it. Dues.
They're dues, for sure. You want those dues. Yeah.
Like the HOA of the
Yeah. So, Jules, just to clarify, the founding, the first conception of OES was in like 1850. And then the very first grand chapter, I actually wrote it down because I knew someone would ask me, and to be honest with you, it's been a hot minute and I didn't know this off by heart anymore, and nobody reads that part of the book anyway. But the first general grand chapter was formed on November 16th, 1876 in Indianapolis. And then the headquarters were in Washington, D.C. Yeah. Of course, they were in Washington, D.C.
So what earlier mystery school did this kind of form out of? Was it Freemasonry just kind of like for women? Or did it come from like an earlier like kind of cult of ISIS maybe, or something having to do?
That's a good question, because it was formulated by Dr. Rob Morris, who was a master Mason, right? So he modeled it completely on Masonry as like adjacent to Masonry, like kind of like, I hate to say it this way, because I know that some people will be like, no, that's not true. They don't want to admit, but at the time that it was formed, it was like a place to put your wife so that she knew how to act, right? Like it's this club because all the guys are at the Masons Club or at the Masons Lodge, and somewhere to
maybe
put
she
your wife.
can get some kind of esoteric knowledge as
so she could get learned on how to be a good wife. And like, first of all, the Eastern Star is based on Bible teachings, right? So all of the stories that they, like, for instance, in the Masons, they have their degrees. You go through the degrees, and each degree is associated with a lesson that is portrayed by telling a story in the ritual, right? And then they build upon each other. And their kind of moniker is that they like to make good men better by teaching them these moral stories and bringing them through the degrees. So by the time you reach your 33rd degree, you're an upright member of society and contribute in all these different ways. And you have all this foundational knowledge that makes you better than some people. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I mean, look.
Yeah.
When I first started doing podcasting and talking about conspiracies and like some of these mystery schools and like a lot of things I didn't understand how I do now, it's funny. You think it's all kind of hidden for, some kind of malicious purpose, but then it's like, well, I don't know. A lot of, I don't want to say this and like, forgive me if this offends some people, but like some people are retarded,
a little bit, so, my friend.
Like, it's like, look, I don't think that this knowledge should be available to everybody. For those who seek it, absolutely.
Sure. I get what you're saying.
But no, I completely get it now, why it was hidden. And it's kind of like, in hindsight, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Not hindsight. In retrospect. Yeah.
Like obviously I am related to a master Mason in some context within my family. So I actually have a pretty good understanding of Masonry from the interior and knowing Masons and people who are involved in it. And I have to be honest with you, I get a big kick out of a lot of the things that people say about Masonry. I mean, in some contexts, like, so if you're just looking at the mainstream Freemasons, so like the Scottish Rite, the York Rite, these are the most popular types of Mason. Like, it's not what people want it to be. You know what I mean? It really isn't. I'm sure that if you go to the deeper end of the pool, where there's a lot less swimmers, there is a little, there's probably something there.
Yeah. I mean, I hung out with my brother-in-law's father at my sister-in-law's wedding whenever they got married. And he is he's retired now. He's very elderly. He is a Rosicrucian. Okay. And, very high level. And, I talked to him for like 30 minutes. I didn't try to overdo it or but I think he loved it that I came and started asking him a few things. And I told him like, I understand, and then like all this stuff. And he, it's like, yeah, these people aren't some kind of like, puppet master. Like I'm sure like, in certain echelons of society, there are some people with some ill intentions for humanity. But like, the modern or like the everyday, I guess you could say like Mason, Rosicrucian, I don't know. They just seem like very enlightened men,
self-aware, etc. Yeah. So I kind of try to take people to the place where, okay, so you're equating this group of people with being like, doing this thing, but that happens when a bunch of people hang out somewhere anyway. You know what I mean? They collaborate. They do things together. Does that mean that?
I've even said before too, just my honest opinion, even from being in the OTO, if there's anything that's probably going to be nefarious or weird, it's probably done outside of the place by members somewhere else.
Right. Because
that actually inside, like, there's, you have to understand too, I don't know how, this place was, a masonry is, but to an extent, if you are open to the public, like the OTO, it's a public place. Like with Gnostic Mass on nights when it was open to the public, which was almost every week practically, and other things, anybody could just walk the fuck in.
Right.
So, I mean, you're not going to be doing all this crazy wild shit if, Frank, Dick, and Harry could just walk the fuck in.
The conspiracy theories about the Gnostic Mass are crazy. In the last 2 weeks online, I've heard some people, it's just like, bro.
Dude, do people even know that shit's open to the public? Well, besides the titties coming out, I could pretty much tell you that.
I was going to say, Nicholas, you did tell me about some titties.
Yeah. I mean, no. But like,
you're talking about the
I'm sure there's stories
and all
of
that
like,
stuff, and it's just like how you're just incorporating everything of like
banged in the
Crowley
ass.
ideology or whatever, like to this one, it's just, I see now that it is kind of, some of the critique is silly.
It is silly. And I think maybe you could say, for instance, if a lodge, a Mason lodge or a Eastern Star chapter are opened, right? There's no outsiders inside. They're not allowed to see the ritual. They're not allowed to hear, what's going on. And if there are going to be outsiders coming in, then there's a specific way that the meeting is conducted. Like I've been to Mason meetings and sat in as a guest, but they don't do the actual ritual while you're sitting there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they do sort of, but they have like there's people here ritual that they do. You know what I mean? Like the ritual light.
Something I even want to bring up.
I've heard it's the same thing in yeshiva classes with the Kabbalah and stuff with some rabbis.
Likely. Yeah. Because if you didn't know what the hell you were talking about and what was going on, you'd be like, where am I? What is happening here?
Or you may learn a little too much.
Right. Like you have to earn that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to put the time in like everybody else that's sitting there did. Yeah.
Wisdom does not come, for free, right? There is a certain price you will pay.
That's true. Even if it's in time, just time, spending time.
For sure.
Right. One thing I did want to throw in, and then unfortunately I do want to go a little bit backwards. I still have more stuff to ask you about the show, unfortunately.
Do it.
Well, before that, plus, I do want to make an announcement for you too, and another reason why I'm trying to push it off a little bit farther. I screwed up. Your boy screwed up. I actually double booked the show. Cult of Conspiracy was supposed to come on.
No.
And we were supposed to do a roundtable. So odds are they're probably going to jump on with us.
Let's go. Jacob, Raven,
and so I want to try to keep a little bit of the Eastern Star off a little bit so you don't have to repeat yourself, because I'm sure they're going to have plenty of questions. Because if I remember, it's like you're going to have, it's all of them. One of them's a mystic. The other one's a Christian. And I think I don't know the deal with the.
Okay.
He's. I think he's considered.
You might have a lot of questions from both sides, and I don't want you to have to repeat yourself.
Okay.
Over. So, and this will be good. It'll be maybe they'll put it out on their end, and it helps you out
for sure.
But one thing I do want to add, we were talking about people kind of like blowing things up or making blowing things out of proportion and making them sound worse. And then first off, I want to take a look at it's. I mean, even with Freemasonry. If you want to look at how long Freemasonry has been around, or the Eastern Star, then the OTO is even less. That's like a sliver in how long Christianity's been around. So first off, I guess if we put it in that context, these things have not even been around as long as Christianity. Now, I'm not saying that I think you should do it, because for me, I just after me doing the first initiation in the OTO, I would have rather, probably not, I guess, done it, because you do have to get naked. And I just think, looking back at it now, I just don't like the way it looked. It's just very weird. I'm not going to get into the whole situation, but just there's certain aspects of it that does make it look like you're being a fucking dog walked around on a leash.
Some people may have liked it, Nick.
So
someone might have.
What I want to get at now, that is something that has started in the 1900s.
Okay.
And maybe over time, for all we know, these things might change, because some people might say they're drastic. Who knows? It may not happen. But what I want to get at is that if you wanted to when the fucking Catholic Church first started, you were getting naked, taking off your clothes in front of everybody in public, probably fucking outside, then walking into the water, getting dunked, and then putting your clothes back on.
True.
You got naked just to join a fucking church.
True.
I'm sorry.
Shit.
I won't do it again.
Same shit. And now think about it. How has it changed over the years?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, we haven't had 2,000 years with the OTO or Freemasonry yet.
Who knows what will happen?
Yeah. Now, how do you know their practices won't change in certain ways?
Yeah.
No, but you don't understand what I'm getting at. Like, oh, that was back then when things were a lot drastic. Well, maybe things were a little bit more drastic in these secret societies at the beginning.
Sure. That's a good point.
I'm sure some certain rites and rituals change. They become more nuanced over time.
Sure,
right?
they do.
I mean,
Or how about even think of this? Maybe those secret societies are actually mimicking that fucking ritual.
Oh,
Did they ever think of thinking that
dude.
shit?
might
That's
be.
exactly what's going on in the
Yeah.
experience
Might
I
be.
had. It was a fucking baptism.
Yeah. Well, it is intended. The ritual is intended to, like, when you go in, you are not initiated, and when you come out, you are initiated. And I'm initiated to the OES for life. The
Exactly.
obligation is in perpetuity. You know what I mean? Like, it's forever.
In the OTO, you are not a full member until you do the first degree. Minerval's at the beginning. So it even matches what makes you a fucking member.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the opposite, actually, in the OES, your initiation, you're taken through the 5 points of the star, and all degrees are conferred at the same time. So you're a full member after your initiation. It's a long initiation.
Because I just I don't know. Sometimes I don't think people realize the history of certain shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And especially what's like fed to us, and that's when you get into the conspiracy world, man. Like, I started realizing, like, wait a minute, some of these like red pill daddies, like OG conspiracy guys, who knows, like, their information, they were getting their information from a completely biased source as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it maybe they got it all wrong too, so that's why I think it is important to go back further. America, fuck you.
Subliminal messaging. I agree with Nick. More naked Catholics.
Oh no. Well, subliminal, you're gonna be careful what you wish for, because tomorrow morning
Shit.
naked Catholics show up. I'm just kidding. That's not happening. Not on my show.
Yeah, I highly got it. Well, you'll get naked Zerolab practically.
Great pill. But we do have Zerolab, so that is, he's not, he's a heathen, but he is half naked. So, and that's every show, guys. That's a promise. That's a perk on the Patreon. So Zerolab, guys, if y'all didn't know, and Nick, I'm just going to go off on this tangent for 2 seconds. Subliminal and Rat are departing from Gods of the Morning Wood. And so it is going to be me and Zerolab and Nick, if he can make it at times. But that's that is what it is. So get ready. There's going to be, there's a big shift coming. So,
anyway,
that.
No, that's fine, Jules. Yeah, we're trying to waste time anyway. But I did want to ask, when it comes to the show, Universe Unveiled, what is like the mission behind the show?
What's that? Sorry?
It's like the mission behind the show.
Just to talk to people, man. Like, just to talk to people in like open discourse with like with inquiry and just curiosity, instead of like, this is right, that's wrong, right? So Sarah and I both have we have diverse interests. Sarah, I mean, it's obvious, like she's into everything that, like, we both know about each other's interests, but our focus is on different things. Me, I'm science, I'm the research papers, the archaeology, the facts, the science, you know what I mean? Like, I'm into all that kind of stuff. And Sarah is into things that you can't necessarily prove, things that you can't necessarily touch, things that you can't necessarily see, right? So we complement each other quite well. And I find that it has served us well talking to guests.
Y'all have a good dynamic.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all flow off each other.
Yeah, like where I
Amazing.
can't speak, she can fill in the space and vice versa. So the show is honestly just about discovering the universe, like what's going on out there, because none of us, Sarah and I often will say, none of us has the answer. None of us knows the truth. We need everybody to put their input in, because that little piece that might actually open the gateway for you could come from anywhere. But if you're not willing to speak to people with an open mind, open heart, and have respect for, it's cool if you disagree. It's cool if you don't like what I have to say. It doesn't matter. You should just, we should be willing to speak with one another. So anyone who has a story to tell, that's what we're there for. We're here to, talk with people, hear what they are doing. What are you into? No matter how crazy, no matter how nerdy and straight, it doesn't matter. So that's what we do.
Yeah, I've seen some of your your little news clips that you put out about what y'all would find that week. Like, have you ever found anything on the Pontic Steppe or like around the Baltic Sea, some ancient kind of European tribes?
No,
that
but
area?
now you're bringing it to my attention. So
okay. I was going to say there's a lot of cool things that are coming out of there that prove the existence of these tribes for over 10,000 years. So
send me some links, man. I tell everyone every Sunday, send me your research papers. I want to see what
it's
you're
a
looking
lot
at.
of what I'm getting into on Grey Pilled now. Practicing ancestral faith, kind of going back and reading all of where this stuff came from originally, as far as in the north. So
I gotcha. But
I just didn't know if there was any cool stuff, or what's like the coolest thing that y'all have come across just on the show?
That was my next question. I actually literally had type.
Honestly, that's like a tough question, y'all, because like every week there's new shit coming out. My big thing right now is archaeogenetics, which is basically just using genetics to test old archaeological shit, like to put it, layman's terms. So, instead of making stuff up and saying, oh, we think these people were from here and this is what they were doing and this is where they went and this is who they had sex with and this is how, you know what I mean? We just made that shit up for so many, many years. Like we did our best, but now we need to do our due diligence and go back and test the population. I know some people are against that, but we're doing it. We're slowly doing it. Test artifacts, test sites, like DNA of animals, DNA of, cave paintings. I just did a really cool article on cave paintings. They used to use earth pigments and like animal blood or human blood or piss in it, you know what I mean, to paint on the wall. So they're testing cave paintings to discover who put that painting there, instead of a team of 1950s anthropologists, archaeologists saying, we think it was these people because it sounded cool or it fit the narrative. We're going back and we're doing our testing. So
they're doing a lot on caves recently, I've noticed.
Yeah, well, a lot on everything. So my thing is, I want to go back and test everything that we can. I want to fill in that human timeline to find out where we came from, who we mixed with, not the story that sounded cool or fit the anthropological narrative, which was really, really socially driven, you know what I mean? But to find out who we actually are and where we came from. Because if you don't fucking know that, you don't know where you're going. That's what I say.
Well, most people think, the Earth is 6,000 years old and we all come from this one place, even though the out of Africa theory has been debunked.
Right. Lots of theories have been debunked.
Right. Yeah. They're finding ancient mummies in Egypt and stuff that have blonde hair.
Right.
And like all these things that we're really not taught about. And so then when, you get further north into that region, I don't know, it's just, it's fascinating what's kept from us unless, we go out and seek the truth.
Sure.
Actually seek it, right? Because people don't like to be uncomfortable. And I talk about this a lot on my show.
One of my favorite things to do is sometimes when I have free time, I go comb old bookstores, like used bookstores, and I collect mid-century or, late 1800s to mid-century. I prefer if they're before 1950 anthropological or ethnographic books, journals, books, whatever. because those people were actually telling the truth of what they were finding and writing it down and saying, oh, I, encountered this tribe and these are the people that I found. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to write that shit anymore. They're not allowed to write that down anymore. So.
Right. Yeah.
I like collecting all that old material. So, you can't say it didn't happen. It did happen. Somebody fucking wrote about it like 70 years ago,
Absolutely. Yeah.
What is up, Raven? I'm so sorry about this whole screw up.
Hey, Raven.
Hey, it's a good hello. Can you guys hear me okay? Because for some reason it's like wanting to kick me off of my microphone. So Jacob's logging in right now.
Oh, StreamYard is good like that. Sometimes they want to we just want to go through your webcam.
StreamYard can be questionable at times.
Yeah. It's like I've been using this mic for months and just
they try to sabotage our shows.
Switch.
I've only used StreamYard with 3 or 4 people.
That's right. Everybody at Riverside, right?
We use Zoom.
Zoom?
We use Zoom everything. Yeah. So
we use
always
Riverside.
do the Zoom calls.
Riverside F's everything up too.
Riverside.
Yeah, he should be.
We got
he's coming in.
Not yet.
There he is.
Talk about it tomorrow morning, though, definitely.
Yo, there he is. Oh, let me fix him.
What's up, dude?
Same old same. I ain't talked to you in a hot minute, dude. How you been?
Why are you?
No, man, I've been good, dude. Been good.
You're
It's hot. It's hot, so not haven't been really podcasting too much as of late because I'm out in the garage and it's so
Hello.
What's up, Jacob? How are you, son?
Sticky.
Hey, good. I heard you, but for some reason you weren't coming through my headset till just now.
I can't hear you on my headphones at all. I can hear you on my computer.
Technical difficulties, guys.
Really?
You're a mess.
Raven, maybe check the settings. Might have headphones
on your headphones. Yeah, Raven. I was going to say if it's not coming from the
because I hear all you guys just fine. It's only him that I don't.
You
hear.
know what? Believe it or not, you might want to log out and come back in. Sometimes that weird that will happen and people have to leave and come back. Not you, Jacob.
Okay.
Probably you.
Okay, give me a sec.
Sorry about that. All right, so Jacob, now we'll go back to you then. What is going on, sir?
Man, same old same.
So sorry about all that.
No worries, dude. Because I knew we were scheduled for 9:00, and I know you do roundtables, but it dawned on me. I'm like, hold on, homie, don't start his roundtables at 9. He starts them at 8 usually.
Oh, and it's not my time. Yeah, that's right.
And so I was like,
did it work? Yeah.
Yep.
You good? You hear him?
It worked now. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
But anyway, so yeah, dude, no big deal. Honestly, we were just kind of bullshitting and doing some shit around the house. I was like, oh shit, yeah, let me check it out. And I was like, hold on, what are the chances he moved out? I went on YouTube and I was like, oh, he's live right now. Oh fuck. So anyway,
so I did even think about you guys not too long ago, and I was like, oh, aren't I supposed to be having them on soon?
Yeah,
and I just so much shit on my end with just doing things in my personal life and just with the podcast.
And you're
it's so time consuming. I could literally forget about shit. It's getting bad.
No worries,
Sorry. I really apologize. Real quick, let everybody know. I mean, you guys have been on the show before. I've been on your show multiple times, and I've shared those. I'm sure everybody knows who you are. But for the new listeners, tell everybody what's the deal with Cult of Conspiracy, please.
Raven,
go ahead, Jacob.
Oh, fine.
Whoever.
So we are the Cult of Conspiracy podcast. We cover pretty much any and all things conspiracy, everything from, ancient history that isn't exactly what we believe or what we thought we believed, to the, debating everything from the flat earthers to the pseudoscience, everything in between. But we're also bouncing back and forth between current events and some hot shit going on in the geopolitical world and talking about that in conspiratorial ways, while also talking on occasion about occult symbolism. We're all over the place. Cryptids, you name it. The Cult of Conspiracy probably has an episode about it. And yeah, man, this is pretty much the dream job, honestly.
Let's go.
Nice. You still have people. Wasn't there other people that were also doing work for you as well? They would drop shows on your end.
Our affiliates,
Yes,
we have a lot. Yeah, we have quite a few affiliates that cover
That's pretty
a wide range of everything that you could want. Pretty much, it's a one-stop shop over the Cult of Conspiracy.
Every day we're dropping at least 2, if not 3 episodes of content for listeners. And we have, among our affiliates, we have Josh Monday with the Christian Flat Earther. We got
Codex of Curiosity, Let's Get Freaky. We have Deplorable Janet. We have Strange Brew. We have Tim Constantine.
Nice. Tim. He's a nice dude.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm trying to think of everybody.
Shout out Tomcat.
Codex Codega is our newest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that dude. He's a nice guy.
He's pretty cool.
So pretty much because we're only two people and there's so much conspiratorial shit going on and to discuss and talk about. And the way we see it, we're giving them promotion for their show. They're helping us out. It's a win-win across the board. We believe firmly that a rising tide raises all ships. Certain people, we have learned in the podcasting game, feel some type of way about someone like poaching listeners. And it's like, the Cult of Conspiracy has always and will always believe that there's enough pie to go around. We're not about that. So we're trying to bring podcasters up, and also we all help each other out and build this community that we have made for ourselves, a true cult, if you will. And it's a really good time, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, it totally makes sense. I'm pretty sure, and I'm not, trying to like whip my dick out or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that idea I was doing prior to you guys, and I get how it works. It makes sense.
You have cycled people in, man, as like co-hosts, as well as like dropping the content. You've been at it for a good long while, man. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I've learned that too.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But having multiple people, that definitely helps. Like kind of like spread out. It's like a spider web kind of.
Basically.
Yeah.
But anyway. I did cut in earlier to the YouTube, and Jacqueline, you are an anthropology major.
I am, yeah.
Oddly enough, Raven Lee also is.
Oh, awesome.
I am too. I was like,
Very good.
I heard that, and I was like, I think that's what I heard her say. So I was like, that's pretty freaking cool. So
I won't graduate for a few years. I take the online stream. I work full time. I'm doing a lot of work with a nonprofit institute. So if you've graduated, I look forward to being in your shoes. At some point. I was,
raising kids and doing all that jazz while I was going to school full time and stuff. Right. So I'm actually looking at changing fields and going from a master's in a different field and stuff. I actually should have my master's, but because of transferring schools, they wouldn't accept my last 2 classes. And they're like, well, if you take 5 more of these electives, and I was like, but I have enough credits for it. I was like, I have 180 credits. I should have a master's degree like easily. And it's like, okay, it's whatever. So I have a bachelor's in anthropology with a minor in environmental sustainability.
Okay, perfect. Very good. I will end up with my master's in like cultural preservation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had the same problem. I went from a nursing degree, and they were like, well, none of that actually counts. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's fine.
I went from midwifery to anthropology.
Okay, so, you got it.
Yeah. They were kind of like, we'll take some of your classes. And it's like, come on.
Yeah, they just straight up took none of my classes. They're like, that's a science degree. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah.
So wait, in your version of anthropology, you said cultural what now?
Preservation. Like cultural preservation. Yeah.
So you'll be doing more archaeological dig sites and things like that.
No. That's not what that. No, that's
we're not
not
talking about like an artifact from an ancient culture. No.
No.
All right. That's just immediately where my brain went. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I won't be digging no holes. I won't be digging no holes. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's different types. Kind of like when I explained it before, there's different subtypes. There's so many. Anthropology is an umbrella of so many different subcategories. And so like how I went and did archaeology, I could still go and do other aspects like cultural preservations as if I went and worked for some of the plantations and helped preserve the heritage of, or at least the information and the culture that surrounded the slave trade and everything like that, and actually preserved the plantation and what actually transpired there and things like that.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, and is that like herd you into those little niches?
Yeah, there's so many. There's little bitty niches, and then all this giant umbrella of anthropology. There's so much. So there, you could go on for days about how you can fit in different subcategories and what different jobs you can actually get into.
Yeah. Wow. It is pretty broad field, actually. People are like, oh, so you're an archaeologist. Nada. No.
Yeah.
That's
have you ever done any dig sites?
No.
Honestly, it's very long and tedious.
And sweaty and hot and dirty and I've heard.
Yeah.
Which I'm down for. I could do that, but I just don't feel like it,
It's whatever. I mean, with that part, it's just the tedious preservation of like you have to do everything by grids, but then there's little grids inside the big grids, and then you have to make sure that you don't ruin anything. And if you find something, you have to like slowly go around it. It's a whole thing. So
kind of, you know what? I did entertain it for a second because I'm pretty like nitpicky about detail. And And I'm a photographer, so I thought, okay, that will work. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
I want to hang out in the office with books, you know?
Hey, I'm all about the books. Actually,
Yeah.
my bookshelf is completely empty because we've actually got a new space that we're moving to. But
Indeed.
That's awesome.
normally it's full of books. I have
Awesome.
books. I have like 12 bookshelves in my house. So
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna break down my studio soon, but this is gonna be one of the last things to go because one of the best parts about this job is my entire office can fit into a backpack. You know what I mean? And so this is gonna be the last thing to get broke down when we move into the new studio space. But yeah, Raven Lee usually has quite an extensive book collection behind her at all times. So anyway.
I think most anthropologists do, to be honest with you.
Right? Yeah.
I think we're
It's
really,
kind of like
really
a
like most
joking.
nerds.
It's your duty.
like-
It's your duty to collect books for sure. Just before you guys got here, I was talking about how in my spare time I like to collect books.
Like we even have a book. We have like a subcategory within our Patreon of we call it the book nerds. I made because we all talk books all
Awesome.
the time. So we
For
have
sure.
like all of us chatting books and showing off our book collection like a bunch of nerds that we are. So
I'm here for that. I like
we're a
that.
very eclectic group. I'll be honest with you. We have a resident correspondent for just about every subreddit
Awesome.
of person you could think. So yeah, we're eclectic like that, and that's one thing I will say about the reading community. Like actually, those that like the feel of a page between the fingers, like the true
Mhm.
reading community.
Mhm. The real deal.
Y'all come in all different subcategories. It's wild to me.
Yeah, because none of us can be out here just reading all the books, right? So we have to. You take these
Yeah.
ones. You take these ones. You take
Right.
these ones.
And then
Yeah.
you cycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to use for my Saturday morning show, I have to use the PDFs, but I have the books. That's the thing. A lot of the books on the wheel, we spin the wheel, and
Yep.
Right.
they're right behind me. So sometimes I'll read from the book, but
what do you mean you spin the
definitely.
wheel?
We have a wheel of names of books
Okay.
on Gods of the Morning Wood, which used to be Esoteric Book Review. It's a Patreon show. We stream it live, and then like 24 hours later, I take it down, put it to Patreon. We have
Nice.
that. Then we have the Occult Cinema show, which we have another one soon. Nick, hopefully we can get William Ramsey to sit down and watch Ninth Gate with us for an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
that would be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Love to have you, William.
With Arnold
Popcorn.
Schwarzenegger, that movie, or is that the
Johnny Depp. And
Johnny Depp? Okay, yeah. I was
Lee.
trying to think of which one it was. I was like, both of those I've seen.
It's
But
the movie that was filmed in the Rothschild mansion.
yes, okay, I know which one you're talking about.
So we basically have a wheel of books. And let's see, we have the Edic mythologies, adepts in the Western esoteric traditions, the wisdom of the knowing ones, which is a Gnostic book, I think, prophecies of Paracelsus, the Nag Hammadi, Valsunga Saga, Epic of Gilgamesh, Pista Sophia, the Orlinda, Poetic Edda, the Eye of God. It's a whole treatise. The Witch's Hammer, Prose Edda, the Darkening Age, the Germania by Tacitus, Bach Saga, it's Zeralath.
Just some light reading. Just some
Yeah.
little.
I was like,
you know.
man, those just sound like
Psychic
such an easy
self-defense.
breeze.
Lost Keys of Freemasonry, which is another Hall treatise. We started off doing Manly P. Hall treatises, and let's see, Secret Destiny of America, Protocols of Zion, and then the something Zeralath added, Kalevala.
The Kabbalah?
No, Kalevala.
Oh God, I'm about to say, dude, just your average Sunday morning
No,
with a cup of
no,
coffee read, dude. Holy
No, but
shit.
we have discussed obviously reading a lot of Hall, who is I think he's a Rosicrucian, but he's writes a lot on Masonry and Christian mysticism, Jewish mysticism. I mean, so the Kabbalah is, you find it here and there. And then we had Jen come on. Shout out Jen again, guys. If y'all haven't seen that episode, go check it out. It was like the last Grey Pilled episode. Before that, I think Crow 777 came on, and then I've done some like rant solo live streams. But yeah, man. So that's I have some movie wheels too. I have a David Lynch wheel and then just a regular movie wheel. But yeah, for the books, that's what we do. But that's my Saturday morning show. We do it every Saturday morning, Rumble, YouTube, and X.
Nice.
Yeah, promotion.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's a good time. It's me, Nick, Zeralath Eternal, Subliminal Messenger, and Season of the Rat, who are both they have to take a leave from the show because they have their own stuff they're working on, and I I understand. But so I think I may have a couple, some new blood coming on the show.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Posted, so. But yeah, no, it's a fun show, and it's a way, like, I don't know, you get a bunch of people that have a lot of different ideas to come together and read one text, and they all give their certain interpretations of it. You can get a lot of, that's a lot of thinking, but you get a lot of good ideas out of that.
Well, that sounds really fun, to be honest with you.
Yeah, sorry to hijack the show, Nick.
No.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I don't know
well, I
Nicholas is doing, but cool.
I had to explain the wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel. It's a good idea.
The wheel to
Sounds
sell.
fun.
Yeah, it's a good
Sounds
way to
fun.
like just randomly.
The Wheel of Destiny.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh my
So,
gosh, that sounds fun.
I figured now, because when I knew you guys were coming on, I was really trying to push off the whole topic of the show, really. So
Okay.
now we can kind of get to it. And one thing I guess that we kind of skipped it a little bit, because I think we were just we kind of went off about something that Jules had said about being by Mississippi. But for you guys, Jacqueline is an inactive member of
Yeah.
the Eastern Star, and you guys mentioned about where the place was, but what I kind of wanted to get into, and this is perfect because it's pretty much where I would have wanted to start off. What got you even into it?
Well,
I mean, I'm guessing you kind of were maybe teasing it a little bit about saying that the only way you can become a member is from a family member.
Sure.
So I'm assuming, like,
Sure. So, okay.
Jesus, Raven.
My bad. I'm sorry. I opened up the cult.
Did you open up a portal? What happened there?
No, that's our theme music.
That's our theme music,
awesome,
and I
dude.
opened up
Oh,
the
yeah, let's
cult
go.
because I had posted that we're here, and they're all dropping in, and all of a sudden I went, oh, I was like, shit. I am so sorry. My bad, everyone. My bad.
Man. I thought you opened a portal.
That's how it is. No, I'm joking. So, yeah, that's an excellent question, Nick. So, Order of the Eastern Star, was this like a legacy thing through the family? Was it something you sought out on your own for curiosity's sake?
Well, it kind of is a legacy thing in my family.
Okay.
If you're familiar with anyone who has that going on in their family, you go to a graveyard, like all the women are buried with the Eastern Star on their gravestone. So I kind of grew up with that in the background of my life. All of the great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, going back to like the early 1900s and just, late 1890s, all Eastern Star members. And then later in my life, along with like my great-grandfather and a bunch of uncles were Masons. My spouse was a Mason, and he was very, very involved. And I just kind of was like, one day, all right, I guess it's my turn, like,
Yeah.
My grandmother was like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you going to the Eastern Star? So yeah, that's how that happened. It was one of those things that's probably always going to happen to me. I finally turned my face to it, and there I was. So yeah.
I figured out, like, not too long ago that I'm pretty sure my wife's, I think her grandmother, and then her great grandmother were both in the Eastern Star. And then my grandmother is actually in the Eastern Star.
Well, like I
she
said,
joined by a way of, it was some girls group.
Yes.
I can't remember what it was called. But
Rainbow Girls and Job's
Rainbow
Daughters.
Girls. Yes, that's what my grandmother.
So those are the groups that they have for very young girls. I honestly can't tell you. It's probably like 5 or 6. You know what I mean? And then in the teenage age group, they call them, I think, Job's Daughters. So if you're a member of one of those as a young person, so if your dad's a Mason or some such thing.
I'm sorry, Job's Daughters?
Job's?
Yeah.
Or like
Job's.
okay.
Bible Job.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ones that were all killed. Gotcha. Word.
I said
Yeah.
Job.
Okay.
About,
Making sure I heard it correctly. Excuse me.
Yep, you heard it. So those people can kind of join with or without a male Mason in their family. So the first rule of Eastern Star is that a male Master Mason has to be present in order to conduct the meeting to open the chapter.
Right.
So
right.
it was always something that was meant to be like adjacent to the Masons. So their wives, their daughters, their, you know, keeping it in the family.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Wow.
like the first, I was telling Jules earlier. So the very first grand chapter, I had to write it down because I don't remember that part of the book, but I knew somebody would ask me. The very first general grand chapter formed on November 16th, 1876 in Indianapolis. So when you're talking, Jules, you're talking about like all the women in your family and in your wife's family. At the peak of its membership, just the general grand chapter, it was 2.6 million members.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
That's a lot.
yeah, so that's mostly, not just, but mostly in Canada and in the United States, predominantly the United States. So, yeah, it was a thing, right? It was what people were doing post World War II. Everyone was
What?
doing
I mean, I
this.
just missed it. My computer glitched. When was that peak?
The peak was, I want to say it was 1962, in and around there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, post-war, right? When everyone's having kids and they're living in suburbia and they're doing the picket fence. So they're
The 20-year-olds that were fighting in World War II are now at retirement age and they want to
That's
get
right.
together with their homies, so
Yeah.
to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to live the American dream and do all that thing, and you know, social clubs, right?
Right.
That's what, like, there was tons of them popping off at the same time, right? So yeah, this is just another subsidiary. But in the beginning, it literally started, I was telling the guys before y'all got here, in the beginning, it literally started as like a place to put Master Masons' wives in a social setting that was safe and like
Hang
you know
out
what
here,
I mean?
honey, and learn about
Right.
your
Right.
your
So-
higher
Yeah.
self and the
That's right.
elements.
So
you know.
all of the teachings are based on biblical stories, and it was like designed as a place that was socially acceptable and not like, I don't know, dangerous for women, right? At the time. So it was meant, the stories that it teaches you and the degrees that are conferred on you are meant to teach you how to be like a good person, essentially, all based on Bible stories and mostly based on the way that the Masons teaches men through the 33 degrees, but also completely different because Masons do not use the Bible as a teaching point necessarily. In Eastern Star, it is completely based on Bible stories. So,
What
So,
specific Bible stories are like they go on?
I can
I
tell
would
you
assume
actually.
about women, right? Like about Ruth.
Yes. So you're right. You're
Ruth and
right.
Esther.
So the 5-pointed star is the emblem because it's based on the Bible stories of 5 women from the Bible, 4 of whom are probably familiar to you, one of whom they made a name up for because the person that they based it on didn't actually have their name mentioned in the Bible. And I can tell you those. So Ada, Ruth, Esther, Martha, and the last one is called Electa, but that was made up. It's based on a woman from the Bible who was never named. So,
Okay.
yeah.
But a woman that is present in the Bible. It might be
Yes.
a woman
Yes.
touched Jesus' cloak or something like, you know what I'm saying? But the
Yes.
name is never, okay, but
Yes.
still, so they gave this
Maybe a
archetype, if
saint.
you will.
Sure. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
name. Okay, I got you.
I mean, there just wasn't a whole lot of chicks in the Bible, right? Like named in the Bible specifically.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, what else you want?
Gotcha.
What else you want?
What would the Eastern Star be? That, I mean, would that be that? I mean, that'd be Venus, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people would interpret it as Lucifer, and then
Sure. It's
you
also
know,
an
then you
inverted
have the triangle.
pentagram, right? So
Yeah.
we can go
and I
there.
see-
We
you
can
see
go
a lot
there.
of those bumper stickers too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I live in
Yeah.
Mississippi, and I mean,
Okay.
you know, so you see a lot of those bumper stickers. It's like I don't even know if they know what like that represents. I mean, it represents many things, but you know,
So
what the intention of like
when I inquired about
symbols,
that,
you know, people.
you know, during my time there, most chapters, or at least like regional grand chapters, have a historian. So you can contact your historian. Masons use them as well in their lodges, but kind of like keep all the stories, keep all the knowledge, whatever. So I contacted the historian and asked him, like, what's with this inverted pentagram? Like, what's up with that? What can you tell me about it in the reason why it's used in the Eastern Star? I was told by said historian that the emblem predates the association of the inverted pentagram with all the things it's associated with modernly, right? Because it was, what did I say, like 1850 something that the Eastern Star was conceptualized. So pretty much they use that because it fits with the way the ritual is performed, and having the worthy matron, who is the head of said chapter, sitting in the east. So that's what I was told.
So,
which makes sense when you follow the ritual and you understand like what the star points actually represent within the ritual. It makes sense. Yeah.
I would assume that the Order of the Eastern Star is set up at least similar to the Freemasons, being that they have I don't want to use the term rank structure, because at this type of a level of a quote unquote non-prof, they'll have, their board of directors, so to speak, and those chairs kind of change every few years, I would assume. But as far as at the local levels, right, for you to personally go be on your walk, I assume they still use the same terminology, like you're going to the east, to the Enlightenment, all these things. So do they have 33 levels to Eastern Star or something adjacent?
No. When you are initiated into the Eastern Star, the initiation is quite long. Like I know for instance, like every single time you gain a degree in the Masonic orders, you have to go through that degree and perform the ritual. Right. In the Eastern Star, your initiation is all of that in one. So the 5 star points, which are considered the degrees, are conferred on you at one time at the very beginning. So you must, so when you do your initiation, you walk through the star points and are taught those lessons. And then the idea is that as a new member, you will start at the bottom of the hierarchy and work your way through the working ritual chairs until you eventually reach the worthy matron chair, which leads the chapter. And that's how they teach it to you, instead of where in the Masons, it's 33 degrees and you have to, you can continuously get degrees in the Masons through different types of lodges. In the Eastern Star,
if you go above the 33rd, you have to join a higher lodge.
That's right. Yeah. You can do that. You can join as many different lodges as you want. But in the Eastern Star, all the degrees are conferred at the same time, and the work comes as you work your way through those ritual positions.
How interesting. So pretty much everybody's equal except for the one leading the meeting.
And they don't even really differentiate it that way. The one who's leading the meeting is just the worthy matron. So she's like, she conducts the meeting, but she's like, it's similar to the Freemasons. No one is the leader. You know what I mean?
I mean,
they don't
still
really
have like a worshipful master that is basically the one to call the chapter meeting to order and do the stuff. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But even that, there's within levels. Oh, I'm a level 13. Oh, I'm a level 20. There's other bullshit on that adjacent, but the highest level
degree. Well, like everyone's a 3rd degree. Oh, well, some people aren't, but that's the idea, is to become a 3rd degree.
Yeah.
Which is equivalent to the 33rd male degree.
Lodge is the Blue Lodge, and then in the York, I think in the York Rite Lodge, you have like 11 to 13 degrees.
Yes.
Then in
the Scottish Rite, it continues on to the 33. Yeah.
Are you equivalent to the males, or are you less than the male side?
Different than. An Order of Eastern Star chapter, it's called a chapter versus the Masonic Lodge. So an OES chapter cannot open for business, for lack of a better term, without a male Master Mason present. So we're like, it was conceptualized, like I said, as an adjacent to So, you know, it's 1905 and your husband is wilding out at all these Mason meetings like 3 nights a week if he's really involved. And you're like, what the fuck, you know, what are you doing? Like, I want to hang out too. So he can take you to the Eastern Star and you can be initiated, and then the both of you can hang out together in the Eastern Star. And it's mostly like males don't hold a position within the Eastern Star except for the outer door, which is like the guard, which is similar, exact same thing to the Masonic Lodge. And also, as standing next to the worthy matron, there's a worthy patron. And it's usually a husband and wife duo, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
There has to be a balance of both the masculine and the feminine. We talked about
that. But
it
is all the chapter is led, right? We use that term loosely, by the worthy matron. It's her chapter. So the male is there as like a chaperone, right? It's very old-fashioned in that regard. And one thing I want to point out before we get too deeply into it, and some people who are watching might know the difference. The original OES has there's not just one OES. In the United States, the popular version of Eastern Star is via the Prince Hall, which is for back in the day when there was segregation. OES, similar to the Masons, did not admit people of color.
Right.
So in the United States, in the southern states especially, extremely popular to this day, and they're not associated to each other. For instance, the regular OES or the first OES has a grand chapter. Prince Hall does not have a grand chapter. They're just like in their own districts and they look after their own sort of thing. And there's friendly communication, but there's no amalgamation amongst the two types.
Yeah.
And so OES in the United States that are mostly Black people are something different than the regular grand chapter ordained Order of the Eastern Star, and they are under the jurisdiction of what we would call Prince Hall.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Eastern Star lodges are like the other lodges, or I guess the male lodges.
Right. So those were founded by the original OES was founded by Dr. Rob Morris, 1858.
Okay.
Right. Prince Hall.
So there's Prince Hall. There's Prince Hall lodges in the Eastern Star.
So the first Prince Hall, which is African American membership predominantly. The first chapter was the Queen Esther, chapter number 1, and it was established December 1st, 1874 in Washington, D.C. by Thornton Andrew Jackson. And it's different than the original OES because of segregation.
Do they use the letters of the charter in a big way? Like there are certain Masonic lodges that are not 4-letter charters being free and accepted Masonic.
I don't know that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't know that. Yeah. In Canada, I live in Ontario in Canada. So that's why, to me, it's like, it's a marked differentiation because in Canada, we don't have that.
Gotcha.
Prince Hall is only, like, it's in the United States. Yeah.
I got you. Also,
like it was never a necessity up here. So
I thought it was Canada. You said a boot earlier, and I was like, no, she didn't.
No, she didn't. Yeah, I live in Southern Ontario.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, just near Niagara Falls. So actually, I have a lot of interaction through like the Masonic family, right? With chapters and lodges on y'all's side of the border. So we have what we call American Night. When I was still a member, we would have American Night. So they would come visit us, and then another night we would hop over the border and go visit them, right?
Oh, nice.
And there are some subtle differences for sure. And I've been to a Prince Hall chapter, and there's definitely differences between their chapters and ours. Yeah.
There is, and that you'll have that with international big groups like this. There will be subtle differences. And I mean, that goes to the motorcycle club world that
Sure.
goes to the non-prof world. Like there's always going to be slight differences. The core essence is going to be the same, but
Mhm.
maybe they do things with a certain flair that makes way more sense for them. You'll have that,
Sure,
for
it's regional. It has to do with their politics or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
Like
Sorry, I was
knighting
waving to
ceremonies in
people.
England, you can't knight someone in a church in England with a sword because you're not allowed to carry weapons in a church by like national law. So, like certain dumb shit like that, unless you're a member of the royal family, because they can literally do what the fuck
just
they
do
want.
whatever they want. Yeah. Yeah.
I was talking to one of my English homies and he still can't grasp that I carry a weapon into church with me. And he's like, bro, why? And I'm like,
Because I can.
because first of all, Louisiana. Secondly, because there was church shootings a couple years ago, and like, look, you might catch me, but you ain't gonna catch me
I'm
slipping.
sure you ain't the only one, actually.
Oh,
No,
no,
absolutely not.
My church is fucking armed, dude. Tell you what.
No, I wouldn't doubt that.
Anyway,
Sorry, we have cold. I'm waving to my all the cold members that are popping in right now.
That's awesome. Nice.
I see them in the chat. They're all saying hi.
Hail
Okay.
chat.
Oh, one thing I did want to ask, Jacqueline, is
Yes,
with
sir.
the Eastern Star, when you were getting involved in it, is it did you assume you were going to be getting into esotericism or stuff like that, or the occult at all, or does it have
I'm
that?
gonna have to be honest with you, man. No.
Or does it even
because-
have that type of vibe?
I mean, it doesn't, and I feel like people want to put that onto it because there is a private members only ritual, right? It's encoded. People can get a hold of the book, but unless you have privy information, you don't know what the encoding stands for unless you are a clever deep diver and you find that shit online, because I'm sure it's there, and so
I had
people
this-
just associate it with something that's, what's going on back there in that chapter room, because the ritual is private. But I didn't think that I was getting into anything like that. But I also knew better because I had like a bit of a background. You know what I mean? I knew what I was getting into. Yeah.
Wow.
So how long were you in it for?
I was initiated in 2010, and I was an active member until about 2017, early 2017. However, the obligation is for life. So I've taken a demit, but you're still considered a member. You're still counted amongst the ranks.
So a question on that one as well. I'm assuming there is a code of silence, a code of secrecy. I don't know if there's an oath to the same level that the Freemasons take. If I ever speak a word,
sure, you're going to be,
split, tongue, the whole thing.
Yeah. So of course there is. You know what I mean? Of course there is.
Does it use the same verbiage?
No, it doesn't.
The same type of occult verbiage that the Freemasons use in their ritual?
It doesn't.
Okay.
No, the obligation. The things that I can tell you, the obligation really has, it has a lot to do with like the things that you're taking responsibility for the lessons that they are conferring on you via the 5-star point degrees. So things like truth, charity, constancy, loyalty, love, kindness, like all of these things that they're teaching you through the lessons that are part of each of the star points. So it's like saying, I am going to be I'm not going to be a shitty person, basically. And I will take care of my sisters and my brothers, like within the orders, and I'll have respect for myself and my community and things like that. So
why did you get out if it doesn't sound that
because it is a huge responsibility. First of all, I will say I was the youngest member, right? So when I joined, I was like, I don't know, when was that? 2011. I'm 44 now. So I was in my 30s, early 30s. I was a full-time palliative nurse, and it's just wild. I was working nights, and it was just a lot, the ritual, like every other fraternity, and namely the Masons, has to be memorized. And because I was young and had energy, I was expected to be available for all the meetings, and also to, to hold a position that was pretty involved. And so it was pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of memorization. And it just got, to be honest, it just got to be too much. And I just said, listen, y'all, thank you, but I'm going to have to check back with you at a later date because I just had so much shit going on at the time, running a business, working full time. Yeah, it was a lot.
I get it.
To be fair, it was a good time. Like, it took me out of my regular social circle. And you're like hanging out with all these cool ass old ladies, you know, like smoking cigarettes and drinking tea and talking shit, right? It was a good time. Like I enjoyed it. And
I feel like most Masonic lodges and Orders of the Eastern Star lodges also?
Chapters,
excuse me.
Yeah.
I feel like the majority of it is just a social clique that likes to get together and talk shit, you know?
Yeah.
Now, the ones at the very tippy top that might be doing some wild shit are probably, especially now that we know all of what we know about the world we live in, yes, they're doing some wild shit, but your local chapter is probably just an excuse for these old broads and old dudes to get out of the house.
And they do, they do
shit,
charity, and
for sure.
like, if you're old as shit and you can't make it to a meeting anymore, someone's going to show up and make sure you're not dead. Like, I know I'm being crass about it, but it's the truth. Like, they take care of each other.
A lot of these organizations have older people that that's a real
aging,
concern.
right? Which is why, as a younger person, they were looking at me like, you can do everything now, you know? Like, I can't. Yeah. I am working. Y'all are retired. I can't do it. Yeah.
I mean, they're really dying out. I mean, they're like all the elk lodges, all the lodges are closing. A lot of the social clubs are completely closing down anyways. Any type of that kind of stuff.
American Legion halls, all of them.
They're all pretty much closing down. So, I mean, social media is running the world at this point. So why would people want to sign up for things? So
sure. So I told you at peak membership, they had 2.6 million members in North America. Now, the conservative guess is 300 to 500,000. And remember, I'm counted, but I don't attend.
Right.
Right. So,
yeah, it's good job.
That's low. That's low. Yeah.
But like you said, there's a lot of charity work that goes with this, and there's a lot of, good things that are associated, and the networking alone. So I can understand why, like, social clubs in general would be, depending on the career path that you're in or the direction you're wanting your life to kind of move towards. I could understand why having like a well-connected network of like people that you see once a month or once a week or whatever. Like, I could see that going to the benefit, especially of a young professional. So
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Steve,
I wanted to ask
Phil,
did I feel any level of indoctrination? This is Cardinal Steve. Hello, Cardinal. Nice to see you.
Hello, Cardinal Steve.
Cardinal Steve. No, I did not feel any level of indoctrination. And Steve, you know why. I'm an anthropology student who considers herself an independent researcher. So I am immune to the indoctrination. Yeah, I don't fall for that stuff.
Some people, I think they were mentioning that it had something to do not only with Venus, but with Sirius as well.
Oh, yeah.
Star. Yeah. The dog star.
I mean, let's be honest. It was, if we look at Masonic symbolism, we're going to find all sorts of things, and we all know how it all lines up. And this was invented by a Mason, you know what I mean? And it was meant to be like Mason's light for her. So there is a lot of symbolism.
I love that, Nick. That's the name of the episode now. Mason's light.
Mason's light for her. Like,
there you go.
Like, I pulled up the you have it on the thumbnail, Nick. So there's like a sword and a veil. There's a sheaf of barley. There's a crown and scepter. There's a broken column. There's a golden cup, right? All those things like speak to lots of different things, right? And I mean, if you dig around in the right dustbins, you find all sorts of associations that you could accredit to it. So, yeah.
Did you said you're immune to the indoctrination. Could you see how somebody could be indoctrinated by the things that they were teaching? Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dick.
Sure. Go for it.
To a gullible person who's just kind of easily influenced, could this have developed into some sort of an occult mindset?
Yeah, for sure. But I think like a lot of things, like you can go to freaking AA and all of a sudden, like, you know what I mean?
Yo,
like,
you ain't lying.
like,
totally right.
and I'm not disparaging of that.
Okay,
You know,
no,
however
no.
people find their truth, good for you. Go for it. Like, I'm not here to tell anyone.
I was
what
like,
to
a lot of people are, retarded. Yeah.
do. You're right. You're right.
I was like, I used to think that this should be available. This knowledge should be, for everyone. No, I don't think that.
No, I think that knowledge should be available for people who have
so-
discernment.
Exactly.
Oh, look,
you-
I'm big on
right?
barriers
It's
for
like-
entry, man. I
like,
get it.
When you have
Yeah, oh,
kids,
yeah.
you just don't tell your kids all kinds of shit, right? Until they come and ask you.
Or they experience it and they come to you,
They come to you and say, hey, yo, what is this? Like, what's up with that? Then you provide clarification and guidance, or at least send them in a direction where they can, find out for themselves in a more clarified manner. But yeah, of course, like anything, right? Like I've spoken to master masons who they straight up think like they're in some sort of, deeply mystical cult. Okay, cool. Yeah. If that's why you came here for that, that's what you're going to find. You know what I mean? So it's like anything. It's like anything. Yeah.
Absolutely. You make of it what you want it to be,
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what we all do, isn't it? Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've heard that from Masons as well. They're like, if you're wanting to find the left-handed path, you can find it here. If you're also just looking for an excuse to get out of the house once a week and, crush some brews
have a
with
beer,
the boys,
and have a
too.
meal.
Like,
and have like, a healthy environment to be a male in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
once a month I would this one, everything is a cult. You're right.
Yep.
You're totally right. Podcasting, it's a cult. Institute for Natural Philosophy, it's a cult.
I'll tell you what, the cult conspiracy is not a bad cult though. We got jackets, we got shirts and shit.
Hey, man.
We got shirts and stickers and koozies. You're welcome.
See, buy our merch.
And book clubs.
Yeah. So it's wherever you put your attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can you give us a little bit of an idea about maybe why these 5 women were picked?
Well, I can tell you, like I said, it just boils down to the the virtues and the morals and kind of the life lessons or guidances that were put in place, and they mirror pretty closely to a lot of the ones that you're going to find in Mason, like the different degrees of the Masonic ritual. The difference being, like I said, is in the Masonic conferring of degrees, you're building one upon the other, and it's like this long, drawn-out process, and building the better man, if you will. In the women's one, I don't know, maybe they thought we didn't have long enough attention spans, but they're just like, here you go. Here's everything, and this is as you kind of move your way through the positions in the ritual, right? Because everyone who's partaking of the ritual, I think there's 18 positions altogether. The people who partake of the ritual is much lower. It's like 12 or 13. So someone sits here and someone sits here. Similar to the Masonic ritual, right? Everyone kind of has a role within the ritual and does their part. And by the time you reach the worthy matron part, you've learned all of the parts within the ritual. So part of that would be working your way through the star points, as they would call it. So we have Ada, we have Ruth, Esther, Martha, Electa, and each one of them is associated with like a different lesson, and it's based on a Bible verse. You're really going to be asking too much from me. Some of them I can kind of remember. I did jot a couple of them down. Ada, I know, is associated. She was Jephthah's daughter, and it's associated to Judges 11. And the lesson with Ada is fidelity and justice. Okay. So like each one of them is set up like that. So Ruth was a widow.
Loyalty.
Yeah. Ruth was a widow, and that comes from the book of Ruth. Her lesson is constancy, loyalty, friendship, and devotion, right?
Yep.
Esther comes from the book of Esther, Queen Esther. She was a wife and a queen, so like the head of her household or community. And the lesson with her is loyalty, courage, willingness to risk oneself. The color, which there's colors associated with each one, which you can correlate to the emblem. The color for Esther is white, right? So purity, uprightness, being at the front, like the best amongst us sort of thing. Martha, her role was a sister. Hers comes from the Gospels. She was actually the sister of Lazarus.
Yep.
Her lesson is faith in God and the immortality of the soul, endurance in trial. And the color associated with Martha is green, and her emblem is the broken column. And the last one, Electa, her role in the story that she was pulled from, she was a mother or an elect lady, which is why they called her Electa. So that's from 2 John. She's the elect lady in the 2 John verses. The lesson with her is charity, hospitality, endurance under persecution. So each one of the star points is associated with a story with each of these women from the Bible, and it's meant to demonstrate like how to be a wife, how to be a mother, how to be a sister, a community member, how do you conduct yourself when you're faced with adversity or some sort of trial or poverty, or when you can help someone, what should you do? You know what I mean? So it's all these like moral lessons, which I mean, you'd like to think they're common sense, but it ain't that way for everybody. And so it's just meant to create like a strong community, literally like around the Masonic order, right? Because it was designed by a master Mason to extend that past just to him and his brethren, like to their families and their children as well, right? Keep it in the family. Yeah.
Generational. Yeah.
Generational. Yes. Yeah. Right? Like it's because that's how you keep your order running. You know what I mean? That's how you keep your membership up. Yeah. You guys asked me, why did you join? I'm like, no, I don't fall for the indoctrination, but this is something my great-great-grandmother did. My great-grandmother, when I visit her grave, she's got the emblem on her grave. And so from a very young age, I was like, hey, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
And it was something, even though I maybe didn't understand it as a child, it was something that I was like, oh, then it must be important because they put it on her grave. So I was proud of her for that, Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But,
that's great.
That's the same way that a lot of college fraternities and sororities are even keeping numbers up anymore.
Sure.
Aside from like the ones that the elites go to, Skull and Bones, they
Sure.
select their members. You know what I'm saying? But like,
you got to buy your way into that shit.
Phi, Delta, Beta, Capricorn, the Greek houses and colleges. Most of them are legacy these days.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the only way that they're able to maintain a good pool of new recruits is because, well, their dad was one, their grandfather was one.
It could tie into blood DNA and blood memory, dude, because these symbols we pick up in our subconscious, right? Like you see
That's a good point.
And especially when you understand these symbols and what they mean before being subverted through culture and,
dude. There's a theory out there that says that the college Greek system is based off of the Greek mystery schools, and that some of the fraternities and sororities within their initiation rituals somehow through some chain of events passed down the secrets of certain mystery schools that they're still using.
Think about hazing, dude. It's like a humiliation ritual, right?
You see what I'm saying, right?
And then you go into it, right? And you go, I'm sure each year there's a certain thing that you have to do, a certain level of initiation through your 4 years. And then usually a lot of those guys back in the day probably ended up joining a lodge after school, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, definitely. Hey, Nick, pull up this picture So
there you go.
I had this, and I mean, everything we've been talking about this, and this is what me and Jacob were talking about, the Kabbalah mysticism. You kind of have a lot of that stemming from it because it is in the Abrahamic paradigm.
Yeah.
And so I found this very interesting. I love, how the sun wheel seems to represent the spirit, the the mind, because then you have it compared to, I guess, the chakra system.
Sure.
Right? Or something along the lines of Hinduism or Buddhism, maybe. I don't know. Wish Jin was here.
If Jin was here.
Damn it, Jin. Then you have the elements, right, which always ties into everything. Is and then the fifth element, But you know, I need to do an Occult Cinema Frozen 2. Nick, you can just, I don't know, maybe we can get, I don't know, we'll do something on Patreon with it, guys. There's some stuff that I've been thinking about, but I don't know, I just thought this was interesting, and yeah.
You see this at all, the symbol of all
Jacqueline.
the Eastern Star?
Yeah. You ever see
Yeah.
You seen the same symbol before in the Eastern Star?
Have I seen this?
Yeah, or is this something that's just online?
This I've never seen this specifically in the Eastern Star, and the Eastern Star, remember, is the other way, right? It's an inverted star.
Exactly.
So yeah, so your white Esther points to the west. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The original star is actually dated back to Christianity for there's like a whole bunch of symbolism that represents the sacrifice and the salvation and stuff, the original actual 5-point star.
Mm-hmm.
But then it changes and varies in each point, and depending on which group you're using it for and stuff. But the actual original symbol itself, that's actually something that's, when we were talking about anthropology, that's actually a subgroup that talks a lot about symbolism, and like that tracks symbols and how they've been used throughout time and stuff. That's actually really, I have a friend that does that specifically, and he tracks all the symbols throughout time and how they've been repurposed, reused, rebranded pretty much over and over again on rinse and repeat. Sure. And then some of them have just been taken to where only this is the pagan symbol forever and ever, and it's like there's more history. Come back from it.
Yeah, if you go back, it's actually nothing to do with that.
Yeah, and it's like if you actually read and go back in time and understand, because a lot of people get really pissy because I actually have 5-pointed star on my arm, and like
yeah,
but you know they don't.
I have a caduceus on mine, so
yeah, so mine's
you
actually,
heathens.
I know.
Mine has a triple goddess with a 5-pointed star in the middle and stuff, but you know.
Both of those symbols actually have Christian origins, or we should at least say Hebrew origins on that point.
Yeah. So
even
and then people get really mad when they're like, "Oh, she's a witch," and it's like, first off, like I was originally a Christian. Like if you read into these things and actually learn symbology and actually read history and follow how they've been transformed and used and all of this stuff, like there is multiple meanings for so many symbols throughout history. So it's fascinating when you see them get turned and changed, and like there's a slight variations. There's that one group that literally made them just like it's so little on each side is changed, but it's just enough to alter the star, and that's why they've claimed it as theirs. I forget which group it is, but
it's the same with the swastika being a Hindu.
That's the obvious one, right?
Well, that came from people from the steppe actually migrating over there and conquering, especially the horse tribes.
Well, but the symbol itself, though, we got Native Americans that have very similar symbols and never had contact with.
The fucking Vikings were over here in the,
Sure.
Micmac is basically using Norse symbols
from Southern Europe,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially the Christopher Colonna, right? Because he was from the Colonna family, the
Christopher Colonna,
banking families. Yeah.
If you want to, real quick, if you want to, like, you know how like the pentagram is normally drawn, or it has like, pretty much the same way as that, where it has like the 5 points on the outside and then that thing on the inside, the way that's drawn like that.
Mm-hmm.
That star, I don't know if it has to do with it being encircled, but that star itself is the whole reason we know of rational and irrational numbers, because Pythagoras designed that star. So and because of that, we got rational numbers, and then they started even challenging the idea that maybe, this is amazing, they actually sometimes question their own beliefs. I want to make sure that they're correct. And then they came up with the idea of doing something with the square and realizing it doesn't fit this. Now we have irrational numbers.
Yeah.
So basically, because of that symbol being created, that pentagram itself drawn that way, we have irrational numbers.
Well, I think if people are having these spiritual, kind of these visions and these experiences, and they're seeing these symbols, right, all throughout time and all throughout every culture and throughout history. So, you're definitely going to find these symbols everywhere. used, but we've always talked about it's the intent and purpose behind the symbol. Just because.
But it's the universal that also gives it power in its own right? The same reason why true satanic churches, I don't mean LaVey and his bullshit. I'm talking about
I think we have more power over the symbols. The symbols have
Well,
power.
even his daughter said it was
but
like dramatic atheism. That it was like such bullshit.
No, I mean like for instance, the a mass versus a black mass. Right, the true polar opposite inversion that also carries its own weight and power with it on that side. You know what I mean? So like the symbols being used invertedly also gives it that level of power as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Sure. One thing I did want to add, there were some questions that were here. I don't know, it could have been even before you guys joined, but I do have 3 questions here that I starred. This one is from Sarah. From a female, before people are like, oh, it's some overly male masculine toxicity question or some shit like that. Can you elaborate on why people always say they sit in a circle with their tits out and a bunch of weird shit?
Wow. I never fucking did that.
That's your
first
homegirl.
of all.
That's your homegirl.
Oh, thanks, girl. Thanks, girl. Yeah. That's on the next episode of Universe Unveiled. Yeah, no. I don't know why. You know what? I don't know why people say that shit. No, never went there with my tits out. In fact, I wore, you know what? I had to go online and find a white temple dress that came up to my neck, down to the ends of my wrists, and to my ankles. That's what I wore during the ritual. You were expected to wear white. Yes.
Okay, so this is very okay.
Yeah.
Very biblical.
I went on a Mormon website and found a white temple
I was gonna say
dress.
it had to be from the Mormons. So
Yeah.
you had to get it from.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the white representing purity. Yeah. No, that I mean that makes sense. Yeah.
It's pretty super posh, and I've actually served different positions in what we would call the Grand Chapter of Ontario. So once a year we have like a weekend generally where we go and have a session and do the full ritual as like the Grand Chapter. And I went there and had white gloves, white shoes, like very.
So
there's no tits out. Sorry, y'all.
Is there any kind of color variations to it, or is there some sort of like thing that the head one adorns rather during the ceremonies? Does you know what I mean? For like years of service or something, is there some sort of designation?
So things like that are designated via jewelry. So you can often find a member of OES because they will wear a piece of jewelry.
Sure.
Right. So it's modern day, right? So we put shit on our bumpers and we carry like different accessories.
I mean at this big ritual when the big white, all the whites adorned, is there like if you're wearing red that means you're the top dog for the next few years or
right. So you might have a sash or you might have something like that, like or some sort of like a pin, and we all wear name tags actually designating what chapter we're from and that sort of thing. So if you were a bigwig or like a grand chapter sort of designation, you would have that written on your name tag. But
Gotcha.
we wear white, and the guys wear tuxes.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Very classy.
What's your next
very
question?
Country club-esque.
What's that, girl?
Oh no, I was like,
Oh,
what's
yeah,
his
that's
next
right, I
question?
forgot.
'Cause I'm
Yeah,
sure
what is
it's
your
gonna be
next
interesting,
question?
Because you got 2 more.
I totally forgot. Thank you. Yeah, they're right here.
Sarah
you. I'm here
Dolly,
for you.
thank you for the question. Okay.
Do they have a
Wear your
secret
tits and ass
handshake?
out.
Do we have a secret handshake?
He's
No.
asked that like 10 times.
No secret
Okay.
handshake. There's like OES greetings, right? Just like the Masons, but yeah.
Is it the
It's
same
nothing-
as the Masons?
No, it's
Okay.
not. No.
Y'all don't call yourselves travelers or anything like that.
No. It's more like it's very sisterly. We'll just say that.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Sister of the traveling pants.
Yeah, that's
Good
it.
vibe.
I was just about to say that.
Sisterhood of the tits out. Yeah.
Sisterhood of the,
The tits out,
traveling.
man.
Yes.
We got it.
My
Hey,
wife
girl, can I get that bra from you this
Yeah.
week?
joking about things. That's funny.
There was a bunch of people in the chat also asking earlier, what are some of the rumors online about the Eastern Star that you think are big misconceptions?
Like I said before, that there's like some kind of like wild shit happening in the ritual because it's secret. You know what I mean? Listen, if you really want to know, first of all, bless you on your deep dive journey, because at the end you're not going to find anything juicy. There's no boobies, and it's just secret. Because if you, like Jules and I were talking about early on, like if you want to know, put the time in, go find out. You know what I mean? But it's really, honestly, it's enriching material. So I'm sorry, but you're not going to be rewarded with anything esoteric, off the wall, or occultish.
Well, I was going to say, you would think, stemming from the mystery schools, especially on the feminine side, it would have something to do with,
Well, I would argue that it does.
Let's go.
That it does, in terms of empowering women to take hold of their womanhood. You know what I mean? Like, there's not necessarily
in a healthy way, right?
In a healthy way, yeah, in a healthy way, for sure. Like, I mean, it's, believe it or not, don't be a shitty person is kind of a hard concept for some people, and they need a fucking ritual to learn how to do that. Right?
But I'm sure there's other benefits to it as well, right? Like, for instance, in the Freemasons, if you get jammed up or something, they will actually pay for your legal fees if they have the funds in their bank account for it.
Sure.
So does the order take care of its sisters in such a way?
Yeah, well, like, we take care of each other within the capacity that we're able to. Like I said, some of the members being very, very old, who perhaps can't make it to chapter anymore, someone from chapter will go visit you and check on you. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're, take care of Meals on Wheels for you, or make sure. Like, one year I was tasked with making sure that everyone got a Christmas card, right? Who maybe we hadn't seen in a while. So. And certainly if a member of someone's family is gone, someone will attend the funeral. Like, so we reach out to each other in these little ways to make sure that somebody still feels part of community. Because when you get old, I mean, it's no nice way to say it, but a lot of people get isolated, right? So
sure,
most people do.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's not a lot of, well, I don't know much about the Eastern Star besides what I've known from friends of mine that had family members in it, but there's not a lot of spaces now though for just women to have. So that's a tough thing too, because there's they're kind of disappearing rapidly with the changing environment that we have.
Sure. And I think a lot of people do get hung up on when I would say to them, like, oh, it's like, it's a Mason has to be there, but they really honestly take a back seat like that. You know what I mean? All those chickens in the chicken coop, the rooster has no say. I can tell you that. Like, they're just there. It's just a way for husbands and wives to be social, because if your husband or your, usually it's their husband, to be honest with you. Some people are there without their husband involved or whatever. Maybe it was their dad or whatever. But if your husband is deep in the Masons and very involved and doing a lot of volunteer work with them and showing up to different lodges, like, they're busy. So maybe the only chance y'all get to hang out is like when you go to chapter and hang out together. You know what I mean? Sometimes the Masons have like ladies' night and stuff, but yeah, it was literally just a way to incorporate the wives who were at home. Like, where are you going again for this third night this week? You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law is about to shut his lodge down. Because his dad and his dad being a Rosicrucian and like that whole kind of generation is dying out, or they're in homes or whatever.
Right. So a lot of chapters.
So there's like one young dude.
Yeah, they're amalgamating. So you're seeing the number of chapters and lodges actually disintegrate, and they're coming together and amalgamating. That's happening everywhere because the numbers are down.
I mean, it very well could be a thing that dies out.
Yeah.
Well, the knowledge won't be lost. So
the knowledge won't be lost, but I think the closing of the chapters, I think that's it for everything, though. I mean, everything is struggling. It
goes underground, right? This is like this kind of happens in patterns throughout time. These
and it'll come back. Stuff like that always comes back, right?
Really, they're all kind of.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be going away for good, strictly because the amount of money that those fuckers bring in for their quote unquote charities and NGOs and where these donations go and how it's a write-off for certain people at the top, as the top of the wealthy classes, not necessarily the top of the Freemasons. It's too useful for too many people to go away for good. But I definitely
it's not going away down here.
Yeah, small town.
No.
It is
small town, middle America.
We have an entire parade full of them. They literally have a parade in and of themselves from Mardi Gras, and it's hundreds of floats of them. So like they ain't going nowhere.
Oh no, not the military either. Like they,
there's
those
like complete lodges that are full of just police officers here.
Oh yeah.
They're the military stacked full of them too. I mean,
So
that's it. I didn't really realize that until like I started thinking about like people I served with, and I was like,
because who do cops go hang out with, right? Who do cops go hang out with?
Well,
other cops.
At least in the Marine Corps, Raven Lee and I were both Marine vets, and I will say that I only know of one black man that was a staff sergeant or above that was not a member of the Freemasons. Like it is a thing. It's like a subculture within the subculture of certain military branches within the Navy. Most officers, I've only met a handful, but they're some of the older guys that are like getting to the retirement age now. Like you are gonna be a part of this lodge, whether you felt like it or not. Like it was expected of you almost.
Sure.
So I mean, I'm sure every branch has that. It's wild. So I don't think it's gonna go away. I do, however, think that there will be certain lodges, like the ones right outside of a military base, they're never going to shut down. They've constantly got a rotation of guys and
new recruits, right?
Exactly. And it's for the networking of what goes into, especially when you get past colonel or
especially veterans too, though. I mean, because we lose the sense of community that we have in the military. We go from being around our homies every day to being alone and stuck with civilians. And that's it's not very, it's very difficult to do.
Sure.
So being able to go to a place that is like-minded individuals and finding more people that you can be around is, especially with the, all the veteran stuff closing. I mean, most of it's closed. And so, we have a lot of veterans that are just struggling in and of itself and by themselves. And so anything that we could do to collect people, especially you give a task to a bunch of veterans, like it's gonna be like, oh, hey, we could all get together and bullshit and we have a task to do. Let's do it.
Oh dude, the VFW halls that are shutting down right now are about to be prime fucking real estate because they have liquor licenses that are approved at the highest of state levels. Once that like VFW post shuts down, whoever buys that bitch has got the golden ticket. I'm just throwing it out. But anyway,
people should buy them and open up venues.
That's a lot of them are becoming that way.
Yeah, dude.
Honestly,
I mean, that's a good idea. Have some, culture can still continue through that one area.
Nick, there's one thing I meant to made a note of. If you look at the emblem on the inside of the star, there is usually depicted like it's the open Bible. It represents like the open Bible, which every chapter opens with the Bible open on the in the center of the room, and around that it spells the words FATAL, which says fatal, right? So online I have often seen or heard different people say, well, why does it say fatal around the outside or inside the actual emblem?
It's not fatal, it's fatal.
Fatal. So it actually stands for, and you can find this online. This is probably one of the things that you're not supposed to say, but you can find it online. But it stands for fairest among 10,000 altogether lovely, right? So that's an acronym, and it's actually a Bible verse. So a lot of people.
From where? I'm unfamiliar on that one.
I am also.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google. What was that one more time? It's a acronym for
fairest among 10,000 altogether lovely.
Fairest among 10,000.
Your guess is as good as mine. Who else knows it?
You'll find it.
Oh, I'm looking. Song of Solomon.
Yeah, Song
Chapter
of Psalms,
5:10 and 5:16 in the Bible, where a woman describes her beloved as the chief among 10,000 altogether lovely. Interesting. This is who was this? Who said this? It's in Song of Solomon anyway. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Hey, Red Snapper.
Yeah. I see we have multiple cult members in the chat. Welcome,
Luke,
all of you.
Tristan.
Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I saw you, White Boy Wizard. That's a fact. So,
I saw a tinfoil taco.
oh, fuck yeah. Dawn
She
Ray's in the
felt,
chat.
she went to sleep, but she said, hey.
Oh, hell yeah. So, that makes me happy. Anyway.
Let's go.
We
You had
love
one
our
more
cult
question.
fam.
Do you remember it yet?
People showed up. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, one more question, bud.
Oh, no, that one was actually a comment. Yeah,
Oh.
Sally making a comment.
Well,
Smoking the weed.
I have a question.
Go for it.
This is something I do on Grey Pilled. If you could go back in time, somewhere, Jacqueline, and hang out with anybody from the past, some kind of philosopher or whoever.
I feel like I need to get my answer ready just in case.
You guys are going to need to answer too because you are guests.
Shit, I knew it. Jacob already has it off the top of his head.
So you go ahead, Jacqueline, and
God damn, Jules.
no, well, what? I'm sorry.
That's a hard pick, man.
I'm sorry. You want me to pick another question? Here,
No. Well,
I can do it. I can pick another question.
okay, what do you got? I don't know because I don't have an off the top of my head answer. I've got like 40 answers for that. I'm greedy.
Okay, if you could travel back in time to any ancient civilization, which one would it be and why?
That's an easy one for me. So think like Greco-Egyptian and straight up because it's a fucking aesthetic was beautiful.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
I agree.
I could probably get more work and answers done elsewhere, perhaps, but just to be there in that aesthetic and see the people and the way they were living and smell that air. I don't know.
Oh, I feel that. Ptolemaic Egypt was a wild place in the time period.
Beautiful.
For sure.
Beautiful. Because so many epic things that we know about Egypt were already in ruin in that time. And also in Greece, right? Like, so ancient Greece was already ancient at that time.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't think about the time frame.
Right. Mm-hmm. Alexander the Great just died. His whole kingdom fractured.
Right. Cleopatra is coming up. She's getting ready to roll out of the carpet.
Which is a whole other thing too. God, the comment section on the internet was going crazy when they did that clay mold of Cleopatra and she looked like Britney Spears. Right. And it's like, dude, we're talking Greco-Egyptian. Like we have mosaics of her cousin and she was a ginger. Like what? Yeah.
Real quick, what's y'all's take on the Odyssey?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I want to see
I prefer. Look, I don't know if I can watch it, but the 1997 with Armand Assante fucks hard, super hard. The aesthetic is incredible. It's peak acting, like on his behalf especially. Like if y'all seen the Gotti movie from the 90s, he kills it in that movie too. John Travolta he should be ashamed of himself. But no, like it's it's directly it like lines up directly with the fucking myth and the people that would have been there. They look like them.
They look like they're supposed to.
Accurate. Yeah. It's historically accurate.
Sarah and I did a whole tie check on the Sweet Sunday News talking shit about the Odyssey. I tore it up. Like, no.
I don't think I've heard one single positive review. At this point, if I go and see it, it's going to be going into it knowing it's about to be absolute trash. And not just because the Elliot Page bullshit.
No.
That's not even the
Travis Scott, dude. Come on.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
What did I'm sorry. Travis Scott's in the movie?
Yeah,
Travis Scott's the bard. He's the bard.
Basically, this ancient like
storyteller,
like a bard almost. Yeah, and it's like
he's supposed to be Homer telling the fucking story.
Sort of,
This is at the beginning, I think. Yeah, he's like giving a vision of what's going to happen in the Odyssey to Odysseus and all of the people. And it's just like,
he's a fucking oracle. He's getting a vision.
Yes.
Okay, because that's how that worked in Greek time. Okay, yeah. Now I'm already.
So first of all, it was bound and determined to be an epic failure in my eyes because it is taken from the interpretation of an extremely feminist classicist. So,
Phineas, a blind bard, There we go. A blind
Yes.
bard reciting the 2,700-year-old poem and also contributed to the soundtrack. Fuck off.
Wow. Which, I mean, granted, historically speaking,
concert,
right.
9 people died. You remember that?
We do. Astro World.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
No, understandably, like, okay.
Yeah, he straight up
historically
kind of creeps
speaking-
me out, actually.
Yeah.
Because he's creepy. No, historically speaking, we don't know if Homer was like a dude or if that was like a title of the dudes that told this story. It could have like some William Shakespeare shit. We don't know if this was an amalgamation or one guy, but even still, to let that one be Travis Scott. Yeah, I'm all right. So I've already heard enough about the movie. I think I'm good without seeing that and introducing this evil into my life. We're good.
Yeah, dude. No, but watch the 1997 ones on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
dude, totally watch. You won't regret it. You'll be like, thanks. Like, dude,
like, I know the movie.
Good, dude. Like Isabella Rossellini plays Diana.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Oh,
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Don't get me started on Zendaya. Not a Zendaya fan over here. I just think she looks the same in every movie. Same blanket.
Yeah, I'm not a Zendaya fan either.
Ultra kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know.
She's definitely not what I would consider a great actress, or singer, or dancer. I'm not a Zendaya fan, like at all, actually. So I'm with you on that for levels upon levels of reasons. The fact that she plays pretty much the same character no matter what she's doing. I got the same gripe about Nick Cage, but at least he made a career of it. You know, I don't know. I'm with you.
I love Nick Cage, dude. I need to, I had his son on for a sound science one time. I need to hit him up, get him on.
Fuck yeah.
Got to get him on again, dude. Yeah. No, thanks for bringing up Nick Cage, man. You remind me.
I'll be right back, yo.
But no, hey. So Raven, did you want to answer the question?
Which one?
You answered
The
too, Raven.
one that I asked.
About which era I would want to go back
like
to.
where would you want to be and who would you want to hang out with? If there's anyone in history, or just where would you want to be?
That's hard because like her, there's a lot of different people that I would want to experience. There's a lot of people that have, for me, I'd probably pick a scientist if I was going to pick anybody to go back to, because I would want to, there's certain people in history that have created or done a lot of experiments on humans to be able to find things out that we use today. For example, the man that actually created the forceps that we use, the little priors that open up, and he also created forceps. His whole journey arc is crazy in and of itself, like how he created them. And like, I would probably pick somebody in the science realm. If I could pick anybody, there is a specific midwife that I would probably go to because she's one of the most famous midwives, and to be able to achieve, like, to be able to write down the past knowledge that she gathered from, because like she was a generational midwife, so she had like hundreds of years of. This is I cannot say her name very well. It's a tribal name because like it was.
Well,
hang on, I'm gonna have to look it up because I'm gonna have to find her name. But yeah, so she had lots of knowledge, and like a lot of the old midwives that were passed down. We had one midwife here that helped like 300 or 400 babies in like the 1800s be able to be born.
Wow.
And she had like a death rate of only like 1 or 2. Really, she's like, I forget her name. She's really well known. Yeah, and so like that knowledge to be able to write down that kind of stuff. But if I had to pick a time period, it's kind of a crazy time period to pick, but I'd probably pick around like 9,500 years ago, when people started to actually form types of tribes or come together in formations of at least gathering to form tribes. Because I want to know how and why these things took place, specifically in like the Middle East and that kind of those kind of areas, because I want to understand what drove this when agriculture did already start to happen prior to, but there's like certain megaliths that have been built that like I want to understand, how did you come up with this knowledge? Who influenced this? How did you think of these things? For me, it's the quest of knowledge. I would want to seek different time periods to be able to understand how humans supposedly created these things without any intervention. So that's where I would pick.
That's awesome. I love that answer.
Yep.
The very unique answer with the midwives thing, but that's very.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
very
that's my
important, especially
background
for
and
that
stuff.
time. No, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
And then Jacob. I already know Jacob's answers.
What's up?
Who are you hanging out with? What time period?
Ooh,
What's going on?
multiple levels to this question.
There we
Okay,
go.
so-
You can have a couple answers if you want.
So as far as a person that I would like to meet through all history, obviously it would be my boy JC, my Lord and Savior. But aside from him, because I feel like that's kind of a gimme answer, actually Sir William Marshall, the greatest knight to ever live, his entire story from how he entered into knighthood all the way through to his death, like there is no greater name as far as chivalry and knighthood. I'm talking battles won. I'm talking about staying loyal to your word, even when the odds are stacked against you. Went on crusade, gave to the poor. Like, I'm talking start to finish. This guy is the man, myth, legend that you think of when you think of a medieval knight doing knightly shit. So I would love to sit and just talk with him, train with him, if that was an option. Holy fuck. Because I'd be doing the armored fighting and shit. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you would also you probably join in some kind of secret esoteric order, because most of the knights at that time were,
As I've looked into him, I don't know for a fact if he was, but I will say I can find no evidence that he belonged to any kind of secret order. Although, that being said, I should mention he was a part of the Knights Templar, but the time period that he was in, it wasn't the level when the Templars were doing their, like, it wasn't at their peak when they were like the first international banking conglomerate, if I'm not mistaken.
The Templars came from these other guilds of knights that were earlier on in England's history.
Yeah. So he,
I guess,
he fought in one of the Crusades too. He was a true Templar, actually, like not just a one of the remnants of, but he was what was called a confrere knight. So basically, he was accepted into the organization without having to take the monastic vows. They basically recognized, like, okay, you're a fucking pipe hitter, and we're gonna need you when we clash against Muslim shields here in a bit. So like, you're gonna wear our colors, but like, we're gonna make some exceptions for you. And he's just like, all right, cool. But he was buried in his Templar mantle. So anyway, that's the person from history I would love to meet. Time period, dude. If I could be in Venice for the Renaissance, I feel like that was probably the most bitchin' time
I thought
to be
about that.
alive.
I thought about that too. I was like,
Oh,
this
man.
is such a badass time period to like actually see the Enlightenment and the fucking art and everything else. I love the Renaissance art.
I want to be one of the Medici's like homeboys. I don't want to be a Medici, but like, let me party with that level
Medici
of people
adjacent.
Right. Like, I'm accepted at the family gatherings, but I'm not accepted at the family business meetings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
As long as I could take
guy.
penicillin back with me.
No shit.
And maybe some STD checks, like as a, here, condoms, take condoms, people. I'm over here trying to like help people out, like, no, don't do that.
This is gonna go really bad for you in like 20 years.
Yeah, like it's really gross. Don't touch that. Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's just I don't know, figured I would finish the show up because I didn't know if Nick had any other questions. I
No, actually, I'm pretty good. Yeah.
putting a little spin on it, Nick. Sorry, I didn't know.
No, that was good. It was really interesting.
I like a question. I'm good. I like
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
I love
I'm usually
questions.
the one asking questions, so I like.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good.
That is
That's
right.
awesome. Jacob's normally the one that asks most questions.
I think I did very well in not talking too much tonight. Thank you. Excuse me.
It's a banger.
Yeah, no, that was great.
I've been streaming a lot lately, but no, this was a great episode. Hopefully as the heat dies down and it rolls into fall, autumn, be able to hop on a lot more of these, Nick. I'll try to.
That's right. Yeah, you're in your garage. I forget about that.
Yeah, man. I bought a new fan. It's nice, but
Dude, I had to build this studio space in my garage, believe it or not.
Dude,
So
yeah,
I'm in the optical illusions of the set make it look like more, dude. This is a fucking 5x8, essentially a closet that I built in my garage and ducted in air conditioning. So I feel you, dog.
That actually sounds like a good idea. I'm glad you brought that up.
Dude, I'll send you pictures. It's like it's not hard to build. Basically, if you can do basic framing with 2x4s, the rest of it's fucking easy. This is all this is fabric stapled to the 2x4s on my walls. Like this is because I figured soundproofing as well as the insulation. Okay. This was awesome. This was the better part of a week.
Do it yourself, man. DIY. I love
fucking
it.
Right.
Love it.
But I feel you for that heat, dude. Louisiana in my garage, that was not fucking happening.
Man. Yeah, it's unbearable at times. Well, the trash cans I don't think are melting to the pavement yet, like they were last year in like Texas and these other places. I don't know if they're in Louisiana. But,
it was a rough one last year for sure.
Yeah, it sucked. But yeah, no, this was a banger episode.
Oh yeah, God bless. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, of course. Oh, sorry about the whole screw up there, but I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, I'm glad to meet you guys. Actually,
yeah, it's nice to meet you.
I'm not sorry for the screw up.
There we go. Yeah, Nick, we made it work, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Before we wrap it up, I'll let everybody plug their stuff. Which one of you is from Conspiracy want to plug your stuff? Occult.
Oh, it's Jacob. He has a whole thing.
I'm not going to do the knife hands. This isn't my show. But yeah, we are the Cult of Conspiracy. Check us out on all platforms except YouTube. We got kicked off of YouTube back in 2020. Oh yeah, no. It's a whole thing. YouTube's like tracking our IP address for the shit that me and Jonathan did in the early days of the show. So like it is what it is. So we are on all listening platforms, your Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, all of that. We're on all the social medias. Check us out there. The only place you can get our videos and commercial-free listening is to come to patreon.com/Cult of Conspiracy Podcast. We also do our lives every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central. It's a big Zoom link that gets sent out to all of the members on our Patreon with the third eye all the way open. And yeah, we would love to see you there every Tuesday night. I also have a side project called The Cajun Night, and that is on YouTube, which is a once a week live that I do with my people on my own Patreon, patreon.com/Cajun Night. Also, go check out all of our affiliates, all of the people that drop, all the content creators that put great, amazing content on our channel. Go check us out on all these platforms and give them a follow, give them the 5-star reviews, follow them on their socials and shit. The more boosting of the algorithm that all of us get across the board, the better it is for everybody. Once again, we believe a rising tide raises all ships. So, yeah, I don't think I missed anything. Did I, Raven?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, excellent. Boom. Cult of Conspiracy. Check us out. We love you.
Nice. Thank you. Very well said, Jacob. Raven, do you want to say anything?
Oh, well. Thank you for having us.
Okay. Yeah,
and I appreciate it.
Or any of your own stuff? I don't know if you have your own social media.
I don't. I had a little side project, but I'm going to be really honest. I'm busy. And so I had to take down my side project. So mainly, though, the socials are ran by both of us. A lot of people run into me more than anything, but I try to let people know when they're talking to me. And then I have my own little book club on the Patreon with our cult members, but that's about it.
All right. Thank you very much for coming on. That was fun.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Jules, I think you kind of did you go already?
I mean, no, not guys. Tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Gods of the Morning Wood. We're doing we're finishing up Western what was it, dude? The Adepts in the Western traditions and lost keys of Freemasonry. And then
I thought I misheard him the last time, and I was like,
no,
you didn't say that. And then he just said that, and I was like,
it's my birthday on Tuesday. It is my birthday, so
happy birthday!
Thank you,
happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Nick. You hit it before me. I was trying to find it.
Oh no! Actually, I'd hit that one. I was wondering if y'all even heard it whenever I hit it.
Dude, I was going to say I don't even know where the.
Hey, I have it on my mixer on my soundboard, so the button's just like right there, begging to be, hit. But
yeah,
anyway.
no, I'm pretty quick with it on my show, but I always forget Nick has it on here. I put all these on here. But yeah, Gods of the Morning Wood. Tomorrow morning we're doing those two books, and yeah, finishing up the last year because we have two of our co-host leaving us, so it's going to be something sentimental here this next month. But I'm glad we're finishing up a few books. And besides that, Occult Cinema. Last one was me, Zaralath, and Headless Giant. We did Begonia, and that's on Patreon. Before that, me and Jonathan. I don't know if Jonathan. I should get you guys on an Occult Cinema, dude. But Jonathan came on. We did Donnie Darko. Nick came on. Nick, which one did we do?
Mother.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, that's a fucked up movie. Especially the whole symbolism within that movie. Oh, I could go on a whole
crazy.
I'm a huge movie buff.
A lot of it. I was writing writing stuff down just to say. We unpacked the whole tree of life in it.
It's a fantastic movie to use though for especially for you in college. It's a fantastic movie to break apart. Like one of the best.
Sure.
So it's a great movie to break apart for, especially when you have to write topics on it, and also
pretty
inside
visceral,
out.
Though it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so that's over on Patreon, guys. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/greypilledpodcast. Also, go follow me on X since my X account got hacked in June. Only recovered like 1/5 of my followers. Yeah, it's okay.
Oh man,
talking about a lot of new things
That's
on
tough.
Greypilled, so it's fine. But that's Greypilled. Yeah, at Greypilled with 3 Ds. And again, Nick, thanks for letting me know about the show. I got to get off work, even though I worked close to 10 hours. I still got off in time. And
I feel you. Jules.
Got fit together and came on, and this is awesome. But I will be doing a birthday stream, I guess maybe Sunday night, guys. So tune in. We'll be doing something. Maybe invite a couple people on. We'll see. But,
awesome.
Hell yeah.
So, thank you very much for coming on, Jules. I always have the pleasure.
I love being here. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. No,
always learn something. Always. Always.
And Jacqueline, please let everybody know what's up with Universe Unveiled and anything else you want to promote. Promote the stuff that you also tweet out. I've noticed.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, you can find me on the podcast with my co-host Sarah. Shout out to my love of my life.
Shout out Sarah.
Yeah. So at Universe Unveiled, you can find us on X. You can find us everywhere, all the places. You can find me on X at Jacqueline Small. Pretty easy to remember. I do a weekly short history feature every Wednesday. I call it Unseeing Wednesday, and I kind of try to feature people that are pretty significant in our historical timeline that have contributed in some meaningful way, but almost nobody's ever heard of them. So I do a short history thread every week. So you can find that there. You can find me, Sarah, Ricardo, Shaman 711. We're all part of Institute for Natural Philosophy. The boys do the Shaman and the Philosopher, and Sarah and I do Universe Unveiled. So we're around like a donut. You can find us. Come take a bite. Yeah.
Those two have been doing a lot of work together.
What's that?
Ricardo and Jason. They've been doing a lot of.
You should make a donut logo.
You're doing a lot of work.
Donut logo.
No, you should.
The boys are just had. Jason has his own podcast, which he does his little thing where he does his thing, and then the boys have their podcast. That's our brethren podcast. Yeah. So we're kind of like the front end of the Institute for Natural Philosophy. So most people don't realize there's a whole slew of people in behind the scenes that are doing all kind of work. But yeah, come find us. Come check us out. Sarah and I do the news every Sunday, the Sweet Sunday News Service at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. And we got a new episode. Yeah, we have a new episode actually coming out this coming Wednesday.
That's right. Surprise guest.
Surprise!
Definitely gonna want to check it out. Definitely check it out.
For sure. Nick, thank you so much for having me on. I was looking forward to it all day. Watching that clock go by. Get me out of work. I want to go home. Yeah.
I had a blast.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Appreciate you guys. Really glad to meet you. Jules,
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It was nice to meet you, Jacqueline. Finally talk to you. I'd love to get you and Sarah on my show to hang out with me and my wife.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like kind of my co-host sometimes. Sometimes Nick's my co-host. Sometimes Zaralath. So.
Yeah, for sure. Drop us a line. You know where to find us.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much,
Here.
everybody. I appreciate
Yeah.
everybody making it. Even the people in the chat. That's what's up. All the questions,
Yeah.
comments. There was great stuff actually.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That's why we go live. And until the next one, everybody be well. Later.
Peace out.